Remember, 42 million Americans depend on these benefits for groceries to feed themselves and their families.
Yeah, so many people. And Renee Marsh is following this. Renee, what else are we learning? A very quickly moving story here.
Yeah, so these two judges, one in Boston and one in Rhode Island, making these decisions just really just minutes apart. And so what we have here at this hour is that these two federal judges are aligned in saying that the Trump administration is required to tap into this emergency fund that is sitting at the USDA that contains close to $6 billion. They must tap into that fund to keep SNAP benefits going. If you remember, the Trump administration said because of the shutdown, they had spoken to states and told them that payments would not be made on November 1st. That meant that some 42 million people who rely on this program starting tomorrow were not going to have funds on their cards to buy groceries for their families. But these two judges said that that was unlawful and that the Trump administration needed to release the funds for this program. In court today, the Trump administration's lawyers had argued that they weren't mandated to use this emergency fund, and they said that the shutdown was actually not an emergency situation in which they would move to use these funds. To that, the lawyers representing both the cities and the nonprofits who were challenging the suspension of this program said that millions of people not having access to food indeed is an emergency. So this judge in Rhode Island essentially ordered them to release these funds as soon as possible. Worth noting that the close to $6 billion will not cover all that is needed to fund SNAP throughout the country. That costs about $9 billion per month. And so this judge said that the agency would also have to figure out if they would agree to look to move other money from the agency to supplement what is needed so that every American who relies on this program will get funds. Last point that is super important, that if you're watching and you're a part of this program, what does this all mean for whether you will have these funds starting tomorrow? You will still see delays because it will take some time before both the agency and states can get the money flowing once again. Back to you guys.
Yeah, they'll expect an interruption here.